Welcome to the Emergency Training Program for Columbia Center. This training session illustrates how your building's fire life safety system responds to fire alarms and what the occupants should do in response to fire alarms and other emergencies. Columbia Center is professionally managed by Century Partners. This industry leader is proud of its commitment to provide the finest in tenant services. For the protection of our tenants and visitors, extensive planning has gone into the building's safety systems and emergency response plans. Our emergency organization consists of the Fire Safety Director, Building Management, Building Engineers, Security Staff, and tenant volunteers, along with the San Diego Fire and Police Departments. When everyone is prepared to do his or her part and work together, an emergency need not become a catastrophe. What if you discover a fire? If you're the first person to smell smoke or see fire, stay calm. Clear everyone out of the area. Confine the fire by closing doors. Activate the nearest fire alarm pull station. From a safe area, dial 911, or in some cases, dial 9 to get outside access, then 911. Make sure that you report the building address, your exact location, and if possible, the type and severity of the fire. If time permits, notify building security. Dial 619-232-4330. Join the relocation in progress. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. Your coworkers can assist you. The only way for the fire department to know your exact location is for you to verbally give it to the operator.
Yes, I'd like to report a fire, please. We're at 401 West A Street.
Give your building address, 401 West A Street, Cross Street, State Street, your floor and suite number, and type and severity of the fire. A fire alarm means that action has already been taken to ensure your safety. The fire department should be on site within minutes. The firefighters are familiar with your building's systems and will quickly take action to contain the situation. Most emergencies cannot be predicted, but with planning and training, risk can be minimized and the safety of you and your coworkers maximized. Columbia Center has been designed to minimize the spread of smoke and fire. Fire-resistant concrete-covered metal decks virtually eliminate the possibility of structural damage to the building. Automatic overhead sprinklers and smoke detectors are located throughout the building. Manual pull stations are located on each floor next to the stairwell doors and in all elevator lobbies. Activation of one of these devices sets off an audible alarm on the floor of device activation, as well as visual alarms, such as strobes. At the activation of an alarm, the air handling system shut down throughout the building to inhibit the spread of smoke and fire. Stairwells pressurize, and elevator lobby doors automatically close. From the building's fire control room, building staff and the fire department can determine the location and type of alarm and communicate directly to all floors, stairwells, and elevators. Upon hearing an alarm, occupants should begin evacuation procedures immediately. Do not wait for an announcement. Do not use the elevator. Go to the nearest safe exit stairwell and relocate at least 3 floors down. Building security and engineering personnel are trained in emergency procedures and will usually be the first to arrive on the scene. Designated floor wardens are assigned to each tenant space in the building. Their job is to organize the relocation. Follow their instructions. During an evacuation, floor wardens and suite monitors will immediately begin directing traffic, searching isolated areas, and helping occupants to safety. If asked, be prepared to assist your floor warden and other members of the emergency response team in handling the emergency. When you hear an alarm, move quickly and calmly to the safest exit stairwell and relocate at least 3 floors down to your designated safe refuge floor. As you leave, close doors in your work area to prevent fire from spreading, but leave them unlocked. Do not return for documents or belongings. Feel all closed doors for heat with the back of your hand. Do not open any that are hot. use an alternate route to your stairwell. If there is smoke, get down on your hands and knees and crawl along the wall to your exit. Should you become trapped and unable to exit the floor, proceed to an exterior office and close the door. Stuff clothing or similar material in the crack under the door to keep smoke from entering. Immediately call 911, giving your building address, 401 West A Street, and your exact location. When you've arrived at a safe stairwell, remain calm. Walk down the stairs using the continuous handrails in the center of the stairs. To avoid tripping, remove and carry high-heel shoes. It is suggested that you have a pair of low-heeled or tennis shoes at your desk, which should be quickly changed into before leaving your work area. On arrival at a safe refuge floor, exit the stairwell and line up. Your suite monitor will then take a head count and report it to the floor warden and inform them of any individuals who have not evacuated. If you evacuate to the ground floor and exit the building, go to your pre-designated safe refuge area where everyone will be accounted for. Do not use the elevator. If you're in an elevator during an alarm, remain calm. Activation of an elevator lobby smoke detector automatically recalls all elevators to the main lobby. During an evacuation, floors 7 and above relocate at least 3 floors down. Floors 6 and below evacuate the building to your pre-designated safe refuge area. The fire department and fire safety director will decide on a case-by-case basis if a total building evacuation is necessary. Physically impaired individuals need to be taken to the safest exit stairwell and moved into the stairwell last. One person should remain with them while someone else is sent to notify the fire department or public safety personnel, who will evacuate the individual if necessary. To sum up, if you hear a fire alarm, stay calm and help others. Follow instructions from your floor warden and emergency response team and the public address system. If smoke is present, stay low. Do not use the elevators. Feel the doors with the back of your hand before opening them. Do not open any that are hot. Use the stairs to relocate at least 3 floors down. Close all doors behind you and leave them unlocked. If you're the one to discover a small fire, you can use your floor's handheld extinguisher to contain it. Fire extinguishers are located on each floor near the stairwell exits. Be sure to activate the fire alarm before using the extinguisher. Direct someone to report the fire by first calling 911 and then the building security at 619-232-4330. Use of the extinguisher is a personal decision, not a requirement. Should you decide to fight the fire, do so only if it is safe. Have someone with you. Keep your back facing an exit and be sure that you are properly trained. To operate the extinguisher, think of the word pass. P, pull the locking pin. A, aim at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the trigger. And S, sweep the spray back and forth at the base of the flames. Using common sense can prevent most emergencies. To help you respond effectively to an emergency situation, there are several things you can do today. Take an emergency walk. Familiarize yourself with the floor plan and area layout of all the places where you work. Know the location of exit stairwells and fire extinguishers on your floor. Know your floor warden and the members of your emergency response team. They can answer any of your questions on emergency procedures and systems. Periodically inspect your floor for potential fire hazards. Check your office for overloaded outlets or power strips. Do not use small electrical fans or space heaters, as they can be hazardous. Make sure that exit stairwell doors are not propped open and all areas are free of trash. Fire presents the greatest danger, but Columbia Center was also designed to handle other emergencies. Earthquakes pose a serious threat in California. It's vital to be prepared. Each office should have 3 days' worth of basic emergency supplies for each person. The supplies should be stored and maintained in an accessible area. If you take regular medication, Keep at least a 3-day supply with you at all times. You can help repair by placing breakable or heavy objects on lower shelves or inside closed cabinets. During an earthquake, you're much safer inside a building. At the first tremor, get under a desk or heavy table and hold on. The greatest danger comes from glass and falling objects. Stay clear of windows and bookcases until the shaking stops. If you can't find cover, move toward an interior wall of the building. Get down on your knees in a crouched position and cover the back of your neck and head with your arms. When safe to do so, move to the elevator lobby at the center of the building. This is the safest part of any building in an earthquake. Follow the instructions of emergency personnel and your floor warden. If necessary, they'll organize a relocation. Do not go outside where glass and siding may be falling. You may be asked to help assess damage on your floor or check for injuries. Do not move injured people unless they are in immediate danger of further injury. During a tremor, elevators are programmed to proceed to the nearest floor, where the doors will open and the power will shut off. Leave the car, but remain in the elevator lobby. If there is a gas leak and you smell gas, use flashlights. Do not light matches, cigarette lighters, or flip light switches. A spark could cause an explosion. Periodic aftershocks may follow. Be careful moving about. To sum up, should an earthquake occur, stay calm. Follow instructions of building and emergency personnel. Move away from windows. Get under a table or desk. When it's safe, move to the building core. Remain on the floor where you are, unless directed otherwise. If requested, assist your floor response team by checking for injured persons and assessing conditions. Do not use the elevators. Only use the telephone for emergency calls. Be prepared for aftershocks. If you find yourself in a stalled elevator at any time, remain calm. Use the emergency call button on the floor selection panel. Your call will alert security, and the staff will initiate two-way communication. Do not try to force the doors open. Trained technicians will respond promptly to release you. If you receive a bomb threat, keep the caller on the line. You may be the only person the caller ever speaks to. Get as much information as you can about when the device is set to detonate, its location, the type, and reason for planning the bomb. Write all this information down along with the exact wording of the threat and any background noise.
What does the bomb look like? When is it set to go off?
Report the bomb threat to the police department by calling 911 and then to building management by calling 619-232-9550. Unless you receive instructions from the police department, your company will decide whether or not to evacuate. If you have a medical emergency on your floor, first call the paramedics at 911. Then call building security at 619-232-4330 so that an elevator can be held and security personnel placed to escort paramedics directly to the person in distress. One person should wait at your floor's elevator lobby to lead paramedics to the patient. Each office should also have a first aid kit readily available. Thank you for taking the time to learn how to safely handle emergency situations. A guide outlining emergency procedures is provided to each tenant for your reference. Read it carefully. Additional copies are available from Building Management. With your help, we can make Columbia Center one of the nicest places to work, and most importantly, one of the safest.